Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om. Greetings to you. One who serves here. Shoshana here, and we are ready for your questions. We do not have direct message. We think that message was quite enough for you to deal with at this point. For as you know, there are many things afoot here, many things that are about to occur. So we are ready for your questions. We know there is potentially some very astute questions that are coming here. So we are ready for that. You have questions here. You can unmute your phones now, yes? Yes, are there any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Hi, Drusilla. I wanted to just ask, I definitely feel that I'm being upgraded. Actually, I have felt it through the whole meditation. I mean, I can feel the activation of my chakras and some amazing physical things. Can you help me out? Maybe give me some information as to what I'm supposed to do, where I'm supposed to take this or go with this.
What we can say to you, dear one, we can say to all here, you are all in the process of being, as you are saying, upgraded.
Great.
Your DNA is being upgraded. You are receiving what you call downloads that are bringing you into the higher vibrations and sometimes even kicking and screaming along the way, for maybe you're not ready for it at certain times. But it is going to happen regardless, because of your choices, because of your being here, because of your being a part of all of this, because of your being on these calls, many of you for several years here, we find it. You have been on these calls every single week for week after week after week. And every time we do these processes with you, you are being upgraded. It is happening, whether you are aware of it or not. And you are simply what we would say in the right place at the right time. So for you personally and also for everyone, be ready, because these upgrades, you are going to feel different things come over you. Some pleasant, some maybe not so pleasant at times. But it is going to only be temporary. Certainly if it is unpleasant, it will be very temporary for you. Possibly a pressure here or there that you will feel and wonder, where is this coming from? Do not think you are becoming sick. Do not think you are becoming ill. Certainly do not go get tested for this virus. Do not do any of these things, because all of this is working its way out and working its way through. So we will turn this over. Shoshana, do you have other perspectives
Yes,
here?
we wish to share. May we share?
Please do, please.
Dear sister, the human mind wishes for definitive answers and specific answers. This is not the way the universe works. The universe does not provide definitive and specific situations and answers, because the universe lives in the moment. We will tell you that which you are experiencing, you are being made ready, you see. And the situations will present themselves so that your newfound understanding and wisdom and skills that you are gaining will be useful. What is important here is that you are on alert, that when the situation presents itself, you will have the wherewithal to handle it through these new upgrades, you see. So just be patient, and as the situations move into your sphere of influence, you will then be able to give the information, the advice, the wisdom, the love, the understanding, the compassion that is being given to you. Namaste.
Very
Namaste.
good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Would there be other questions here? My goodness, we thought there would be many questions here. But that is okay. No more questions?
I can ask a question, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I mentioned, we talked about this, discussed this before, but just my original intent was to ask you, is Q definitely on the positive side, or are parts of it psyops?
It would depend on the perspective that you are looking at this from. For those of you that are the light workers, the light community, yes, certainly, this would be a very positive influence. For those from the dark forces, he is not a positive influence. He is a very negative influence. So as we say, it depends on the perspective that you view this from. But your Q and all that is associated with this group, we will say, it is not just one individual, it's a group, a collective, if you will. And this collective is all about bringing intelligence, bringing truth to the masses, the ones that are ready for this, that are the ones that are ready to open up to all that has been happening here, not only in this country, but in the entire planet for quite some time. The various ones that have been the controllers that are realizing, as Saint Germain has said, that they are losing the control and are doing everything they can to attempt to maintain it. That is why they are so adamant about taking out the President Trump, because he represents everything that they are attempting to hold off. He represents the population of not only this country, but the world, and the world changing in the ways that they don't want to happen. They want to keep the status quo. And even more than that, they want to rid the planet of all that would be the dissenters, all that would not agree with their ways. And those that are doing that are a very small percentage of the population, are attempting to control billions. And that is not going to be allowed. It never could be allowed. So be of good cheer, our friends, because even though it may appear to be a tumultuous time, a rocky time, everything is going to work out. Okay? And Shoshana.
Thank you.
You can share. May we share with you?
Yes, please.
Dear sister, the Q resource is informational. The being that awakens and begins to search and seek the truth will find that resource. Those who do not wish to awaken, or who are playing the parts of the dark side, will not seek this information, as it will not benefit them, you see. So the way that this works is that the being that is awakening and is becoming the light, or seeking the light, we shall say, will seek out the truth. And that is what the Q resource provides, is information about the truth, you see. So the question that you asked, and the one who serves answered it, is simply this. If you are awake, if you are seeking the truth, if you are of the light, that resource will enrich your information and your understanding of your world. Namaste.
Very good.
Namaste.
Would there be other further questions here?
Yes, please. This is Catherine.
Yes.
Okay. So I've been moved to initiate the 5 Tibetan rites into my mornings, and I'm a very curious person. So who and were the group of masters that, and where they come from that created the 5 Tibetan rites?
First of all, the 5 Tibetan rites, as you are saying, are ancient. They did not come from anyone here on this planet. They came from outside, from other systems here, and were brought here by those of that you know of as the yogis, the ones in the Himalayas, perhaps, and they kept this information secret for quite some time. And then when a certain individual traveled there and was able to be introduced to those ones that had these rights and this information, they were able to show him this information, and others as well, certainly. And then one who wrote this book that you are speaking of the Tibetan rites, this one was able to receive the information as well and then disseminated it out to the public that was ready for it in the form of this book. So does this answer your question?
Yes. May I ask one more question?
Yes, sir. Shoshana, do you have anything you add to this first?
We wish to share. May we share?
Yes, darling.
Dear sister, the most important thing here is that if you wish to initiate this protocol into your physical experience, you must experience it rather than analyze it. Rather than seek to understand it, seek to experience it. This is how it works. When you seek to understand and analyze and wish to know the resources of where these things came from, you will limit the experience. So we would ask you, if you wish to benefit from this, that you simply do these exercises or these rites and then feel the experience of how it is impacting your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies. Namaste.
Thank you. May I ask one more question?
Yes.
Okay. Recently, I was listening to another source, and they're discussing Patanjali's teachings. And so what popped into my mind and listening...
Please repeat that. Discussing who?
Patanjali.
Patanjali's.
Okay.
Okay. So a question popped into my mind, and that the question is there a relationship between I am and Om? All right, do they share the same or similar purpose?
We will share.
Yes, please.
Dear sister, Om and I am share the same frequency.
Okay. Thank you. Got it.
Very good. Then are there any further questions here?
Hello, sirs. I have one.
Go ahead.
Yes?
Who's first?
Go ahead. You go first.
Okay. I just watched a video from Blossom Goodchild when she was doing her channeling of the Federation of Light. And they said that at some time in the very near future, we're going to be getting energies and frequencies for enhancing our, to make us more confident about the changes that are going to be happening.
Cool.
I'm just wondering if you can, if that's true, and also if you can expound on that.
You are already receiving these energies, as we have already given here. They have been coming to you for quite some time, and those that are working not only with us here in this group, but the many other groups across the planet are also receiving this. Also individuals, as they do their meditations and work with their guides, all are receiving this upgrades, we will say here. These upgrades that are preparing you for everything that is about to occur and beyond this. So you have been, as Sananda has said many times, you have been acclimating to these energies so that you can handle them. And as these energies continue to come in, there are those that will have difficulty and are having difficulty with these energies, even if they do not know that there are energies coming in. They are feeling the effects of these energies on their central nervous system, on their hearts, on their in their blood system, all of these things, and it can bring about an out of balance situation to them. So that is what is occurring, but as vibrations continue to increase, and those that are able to handle those vibrations and continue to rise up with them will be able to move beyond all of these discomfortures that are at this point plaguing the world population in many respects. We speak of this virus that has gone around, that it is not anything at all what they have told you it is. Nothing even close to this. It is a virus. It can be detrimental to those who are not able to handle it. In other words, their immune system cannot work with it. And that is because their immune system is compromised in some way. But those of you that have higher vibrational frequencies most of the time are able to not have to worry about this particular virus, because it is not a deadly virus as they have given, again, only to those that are not able to withstand the immune system difficulties with this. So that is all we have to say about that. Shoshana?
We can share. May we share, dear brother?
Of course you can.
Dear brother, may we ask you a question?
Sure.
What is your belief of confidence?
You know instinctively inside that you can conquer whatever challenge you have in front of you.
And do you believe that now?
Yes, I do.
So you do not need an upgrade, because you already understand, not that you should not have an upgrade, but we will explain confidence to you, because you have explained it to us aptly. But what is more important here is that in this third dimensional realm, the idea of confidence, or the lack thereof, is a program. It is not real. It is a program. The human that is born as a baby is complete, has all that is necessary to live well, to thrive. It is the third dimension that breaks that down and changes that. So we will tell you that you are divine, you are complete, you were born that way. You do not need upgrades to create confidence in yourself as you are complete and already have it. It is a matter of understanding that the lack thereof is just a program. Namaste.
Very good. Are there other questions here?
Yes, I would like to ask a question, dear one. Hello.
Yes.
So when we pass through the ascension process, you know, I know that Shoshana is able to give us a little more information than perhaps one who serves because she's been in the human experience, or Joanna is in the human experience. So when we pass through the ascension process, will we be able to be more free with what we can say and reveal and bring forward to the people of the planet because we have been residents of the planet?
You will be somewhat constrained as well because you cannot do it for anyone else, just as we cannot do it for you. So this is why we are constrained from sharing certain information with you. But look on, and please understand now, the information that we have been able to give you over the years here has increased tremendously, has it not? From what we were able to give more in the beginnings of this. We speak more in terms of years ago here. We can give much more now because you have raised in vibration, coming closer to the vibration that we find ourselves in. And therefore, we are somewhat akin to each other in that respect in terms of vibration. And more information then can be given. Now, when you have passed through ascension, you will be in our shoes, so to speak, and you will have the same constraints at some point. But you will also be able to impart information to those of your loved ones and friends and all of this as you are able to, again, without doing it for them. For that can never change. You cannot do anything for anyone else. Okay? Shoshana.
We will share.
Love and light.
May we share?
Yes, please.
Our dear sister, the perspective that we give is the wisdom that can only be sought and heard by those that wish for it, that wish to hear wisdom, that seek truth, you see. So you are free in this very moment to give all that are willing to listen, that seek to hear it, your highest perspective. The process of ascension just tunes you into that perspective, tunes you into the wisdom of the ages, the higher perspectives that don't really ruminate or ramble around in the third dimension, we will say. So we will tell you that in this very moment, do not wait. Do not wait to ascend. Give your highest perspective to those that wish to hear it. Namaste.
Very good. Are there any further questions here before we release channel?
Could I make an addendum on that, maybe?
Yes.
I guess I don't know if I have a right vision of ascension, and maybe you can set me straight, because I'm kind of thinking we get through the ascension and then we've got all these magical powers and we're flying around. We could be anywhere at any time, in any form, in any shape, and maybe that's a way of expressing to other people what's possible, you know, like Yeshua just kind of showed up and after, you know, death or whatever, and now he was perfect and he was in several places at once. And I don't know, maybe this is like a movie idea of ascension. Maybe it's not really what's going to happen. So I'm curious about that.
Yes, please, Shoshana.
We can share. We can share with you, dear sister. Dear sister, what constrains you, may we ask?
What constrains me from doing all that?
Yes.
I guess because I don't think I can do it at this moment.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a hint. What do you think then ascension is?
Well, I do think that it's going to be actually having a faith and a belief in my divinity and my ability to do anything.
Yes, and do you have that now?
Unfortunately, okay, I'm not going to put into words that I don't have it. Yes, I have. Oh, man, now I'm stuck. It would not occur to me as if I have that.
Dear sister, we will help. May we help?
Okay. Yes, please.
All beings are practicing ascension in this moment. They are practicing believing in themselves. They are practicing freedom. They are practicing those things. So in this very difficult, heavy, material realm that you find yourself in, this is your test to practice who you are. And you do that all the time. You practice movement in consciousness. You see, ascension is the freedom from programs. Ascension is the freedom from being programmed to not believe in yourself, you see. The third dimensional consciousness is the program to not believe that you are powerful, to not believe that you are God. That is the program going around in this dimension. When you finally let go of that and practice that, the consciousness that you hold rises, you see. We find that you are doing that, and most are attempting on this call to do that. Once you release all programs, all attachments, then you are free to do whatever the heck you would like to do. Namaste.
And we would say here for you to look at what you said earlier in your discussion about when you were at that rally in Washington, D.C., and you sat there and you played your drum and you sang your songs right out in the middle of everyone. Did you care what anyone thought at that point, or were you so wrapped up, enraptured, we would say, in what you were doing and in feeling the experience and the blissfulness you had in those moments, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
That is what ascension would be like if you were to do it all the time.
Wow, yeah.
That was practicing.
Yes.
For higher consciousness.
Exactly, yes.
Thank you. That was great. Thank you.
Yes. We take one further question if there is. Otherwise, we are ready to release channel.
I have a question. This is Peter.
You go ahead, Peter.
Well, we take two questions. Yes, very good.
Okay. So I just want to know if I'm on the right track. If we have a divine one within us, and that's God, and then that divine one within us is omnipresent, and it's also without us. So it's right on our, because when I meditate, I feel pressure pulsing from the outside, and I know that I have that divine one within me. So the question is, if I could reframe it, are we more of that, and we'll have a realization of being more of that, and our body is a hologram, and so that's pretty much my question a roundabout way. So are we more spirit? Are we more God, spirit, that's I call it spirit, than we are human bodies?
A
Is
share.
it a vessel? And
yes.
So the idea is, as we're ascending, we'll be more of our spirit and see our vessel as a hologram. That's the question. I don't know how to phrase it, but anyway, that's what I'm
We
going
will
for.
share with you, dear brother. May we share?
Absolutely.
Dear brother, what do you think?
Well, I think that's true.
We know
true.
you think that's true. We will just make one correction here. You are not more of one thing or more of another thing. What occurs in the process of higher consciousness and reaching a higher dimensional awareness is just that, awareness. You have always been divine. You are always God. You are always tied to your source. It does not matter if you are a rock or you are a dog or a god, because a dog is a god, or any creature whatsoever. You are still God. You are still source, you see. So the divine one within is how you define that you are God, that you are divine, that you can reach into your source anytime you wish to reach that. What is happening here in this third dimensional consciousness is a block to that, is a darkness that surrounds that idea, and many programs that surround that idea. You see that in your everyday life. You see all these programs running around. These are not, these beings that are walking are so programmed to believe that they are not God, you see. So the breakthrough that will happen for you is there will no longer be a question about it. Namaste.
Very good. And then we take one more question here. There was one more?
Does this answer your question, brother?
Yes, it did. Thank you very much.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Yes, this is Dwayne down in Mesa, Arizona. Yesterday I had kind of an experience. We were driving up to Payson from here, and my wife was driving, so I had more of an opportunity to look at things and reflect and think about things. And I got to thinking, what would it be like if to be able to do some of these things that people are able to do when they're ascended. And one of those things I think would be really cool to be able to do is to bilocate, because there's so many people I want to be with and so many places I want to be. And I thought, well, I'll just do a little experiment. And anyway, we're driving up. We go past Fountain Hills, and I'm starting to look at Four Peaks, so mountain in our area. And I thought I would project my consciousness up to Four Peaks so that I can see what it's like to see things from up there. And it was really cool because I could actually see what it was like to look at things from up there. but I just wanted to share that little perspective. I got to thinking about that when someone else had a comment about it.
Yes, we would tell you that it is one thing you wouldn't be doing when you are in the ascension. You would not need to be driving as you are talking here. That would not be necessary. It would be if you want to. Those that would want to drive, those that would want to have other conveyances, such as bilocating and this type of thing, all of that will be possible. But please understand that as you move through your ascension and you move into the higher vibrational frequencies of the fifth dimension and higher, it will be the same as when you first came into the third dimension and you had to build a world, you had to create your world. You will be doing the same thing. You will be creating your world again, but this time you'll be creating with your imagination, and your imagination will be immediate creation. That will be a difference. You want to fly, you'll be able to fly. But it will be a process, we will say here. It's a learning. You will have to learn, just as you have learned your whole lives. You will learn, and then you will develop, and you will have mentors to assist you, all of this. And those mentors will likely be right there in front of you, not so much in your heads anymore, but right there for you to be able to converse with, and all of this. All of this is possible here. Okay, Shoshana, do you have anything you add here?
We will share on this. Dear brother, may we share with you?
Absolutely.
Dear brother, the human being must practice. We referred to practicing ascension earlier on another question, and now we find that you are practicing ascended consciousness. How many beings do you know that would say, oh, well, I projected my consciousness up to 4 peaks and looked back down upon myself? How many do you know that would actually even make that sentence?
A handful.
A handful
maybe a
out
handful.
of billions of humans that traverse the planet. So we will tell you what you are doing is you are decoding your brain to accept higher perspectives, higher consciousness. So we would tell all of you to continue to practice, and you can look at it this way. When a human being decides, for example, to become an athlete, do they sit around and wait for it to happen, or do they go practice? Do they get into the game? Do they fail? Do they get back up? Do they get injured? Do they move forward? Do they have the will? Do they have the focus to become the great athlete? They must overcome so much to do this. And the ascension process is identical to this. You must practice. You must have practice in higher perspectives. You must see higher perspectives. You must do things that people would laugh at, you see, because that is how you achieve higher understanding. Namaste.
Thank you.
Then we are done with the questions for this time. Shoshana, do you have parting message?
We do not. We will just say that all is occurring in a timely fashion in this moment. Namaste.
Yes, and we would say, as we have said many times, you are watching a movie, have your popcorn ready, all of that, and we would say that you are going to enjoy the ending. Shanti, peace be with you. Be the one.
Namaste.
All righty then. You guys all there?
Wow. That's all I have to say is wow. Fabulous.
What was the wow about?
That was